All right, guys, today I'm going to talk about the serve and cover a topic that I've not covered yet, and that is the shoulder over shoulder motion, or the cartwheeling of the shoulders. I think a lot of people have got this wrong. I think a lot of people that are focusing on this, I think it actually hinders their development rather than helping it. And I'm going to show you today how to take a simple throwing motion and turn it into this shoulder over shoulder move that you see from some of the greatest servers. So first of all, the serve is a throwing motion. Fact. Don't listen to anyone that says it's not a throwing motion. And the throwing motion works in this way. Your shoulder, and today I'm going to focus more on the elbow than the shoulder, but the elbow is going to lead the way, and this is going to allow me to launch the hand and the ball, right? So we need to create a path with the elbow, and then the hand comes second. When we're hitting a serve, we get into this position. Again, we're going to use the shoulder, but focus on the elbow, and the elbow is going to lead the way, and then the racket's going to come second. All the greatest servers will end up with their elbow getting above their hand as they're coming up to contact. And that's how they're going to get a lot of power. Again, obviously there's shoulder involvement there, but the elbow is so important for throwing. And we have to throw up at the ball to hit a really great serve. But when you're starting out, I always recommend thinking about the throw motion as a forward serve. So my shoulders are going to be relatively level if I'm just starting to develop my service motion, and I can get my elbow throwing forwards and the racket trailing and actually develop quite a coordinated throwing motion there. That looks pretty good. It's with an Eastern grip, but I'm just getting my throwing motion going where I'm taking it back here, getting into my sort of trophy position, throwing my elbow forwards. That's going to create the racket drop, and then I'm just swinging, and I can even pronate down the left of my body. Again, just like you would if you were throwing. The thumb would end up down here, and the arm rotates. So I'm thinking about the swing forwards. My shoulders aren't going shoulder over shoulder. I'm just rotating around my body. Right? So my shoulders are more just rotating this way. Right? There's going to be a little bit of shoulder over shoulder if I start to try and stretch up to the contact point. Just like if you're in the grocery store and you try and reach up to something on the top shelf, this right shoulder is going to get above the left as you're trying to reach up there. So the more you try and stretch up, you will naturally start to get this shoulder over shoulder move. But as I've said, you're better off in the beginning thinking about your elbow going forwards rather than going up. That'll come next. So once you've got the throw motion and the elbow is going forwards, maybe with an Eastern grip, you can change it to a continental. You're then going to do the same thing. Shoulders are going to rotate, elbow is going to come forwards. You're just going to have to pronate a little bit to square up the racket head. But that's a pretty similar motion, right? I'm going to do those again. This is a throwing motion with an Eastern grip. This is a throw motion with a continental grip. Pretty similar. Get that down first. Then what you're going to want to do, well, you're going to want to hit it harder, right? Obviously. So what we're going to do there is involve more of the muscles. We're going to turn the shoulders. We're going to tilt the shoulders. Once we're in this position, we're going to be throwing the elbow upwards. And it should happen where the elbow can now get thrown up and get above the hand as it's coming up towards the ball. If you just focus on the shoulder over shoulder rotation, and you'll see this even when some coaches demonstrate it, they talk about this shoulder over shoulder thing, but look how the elbow is not getting thrown anywhere. So if you're focusing on this without having the correct throwing motion, your serve is going to be rubbish. You're just going to be kind of having this like pull up motion here or push up. Kind of explained it before, like one of those kettlebells where you're just doing this motion. That's going to give you no power. Right? It's great for lifting a weight, not very good for hitting the ball over the net. So that shoulder over shoulder thing has to happen because the elbow is thrown up. It can't happen because of the shoulder rotation. It's going to get you nowhere. So I'm going to do this now, try and involve my huge muscles into this. crikey, that's a little bright. Now I turned a little bit more, turned my shoulders more, the sun's in my way. All right, here we go. Gonna land inside the court for anyone critiquing this. So if you're doing this right, your shoulders will move in both directions. You'll get the shoulder over shoulder because you're throwing up at the ball. But we also want the shoulders to rotate this way because you're going to get a lot more power if you can rotate your shoulders. And when you land, the right shoulder should be in front of the left. So try and get these two shoulder movements happening. But remember, the over the top, the cartwheeling effect has to happen because the elbow was thrown up at the ball, rather than it just being a shoulder move. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you appreciate my no-nonsense approach to helping the average tennis player, please like, comment, and subscribe. Talk to you soon.